Good morning, ladies. I owe you ladies an apology. I was wrong. I am so sorry that I hurt you. And as an older woman in the faith, I should have known better. Which is why I'm wearing my very best, my Sunday best, my very best hat, and my satin, my silk suit. But I'm gonna take this hat off because y'all can't see my face. And so I got an email from someone that I'm gonna read for you, and I was like, wow, I never thought about that. Okay, and I was like, you know what? I apologize. So I was saying that to myself. And I'm going to send her another email after I read her email. And I'm going to come back and do another video. This is a two-part video that I am going to do, but I must apologize to some of you ladies. I want to thank you for your love and your support. Thank you for those of you who have shown love to Alexia with her endeavor, Alexiful Boutique. Thank you so much. A lot of stuff is on sale because it's Black Friday and end of year sale. So we thank you. We appreciate you. Let me tell you, I don't think I have ever seen Alexia smile that wide. I'm trying to think. Maybe prom or when she's going on vacation, because if she don't go on vacation, if she don't go away, she didn't have no birthday. But I mean, we had the same back home. I can see you're all 24, but I don't think it's 24. It's 32 or 40, 32 teeth, right? I don't remember how many teeth we have. But you know when you're smiling so big that we could see all the way back here, and she has a very little baby tiny mouth. Okay, Alexa's mouth is this little, but when she saw all those orders yesterday, she was so happy. So we're gonna start shipping orders out today. Baby daddy had to hook up her label printer, and that took a while, and then hook up her scale. And so today we're going to start processing the orders to ship out so you guys can get them. And I'll probably ship them faster than what the shipment you chose. Okay. So thank you for your love and support. You are really helping me to help Alexia to feel better. You know, those of you who knows her our story, she is developmentally delayed. She attends a day program, so and she wants to work. She's always wanted to go to college and work because I had her when I was 16. So all she knew was me being in school and then working. And of course, she's not able to attend college, and she's not able to just go to the mall and work by herself. She needs the aid, and of course the state is not going to pay for that. And so I was, thinking about how can I help her to accomplish her dreams. And this is what I came up with, Alexiful Boutique. So thank you for those of you who've shown me love and support. So this is part one of my apology video to you ladies. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, share this out. You could share this out on Facebook. You could share it out on Twitter. You could share it on Instagram. You could share it in your email list, because we have to get this information out, okay? Especially to the younger ladies that's coming up. We have to get this information out to them. So thank you so much for your love and your support. Okay. All right. We're going to call her Leah. So I'm going to read the letter and the email, and then I'm gonna come back and talk through some of it, and then I'm gonna come back and do a part two because I need you guys to help me to do a part two. Okay. And so it says, and yes, this silk set is also an Alexiful Boutique if you like it. Hey, Sister Janice, I've been watching your channel for a couple of years now on YouTube, and have really come to learn and grown a lot from your content. Thank you, Leah. I really appreciate that. And I'm so glad that you've been watching and you've learned a lot. And I get a lot of emails from a lot of ladies who says, Sister Janice, I really appreciate you. And I get a lot of used to be angry, bitter, resentful women emailing me like I kept on listening. Something inside of me was telling me to keep on listening, and I listened. And then they had a breakthrough. Okay. She said, Leah, this is Leah, Sister Leah, there were a lot of tough pills I had to swallow, right? My content is very tough because ladies, for years, people has been lying to you and has caused you to be delusional, and I'm the one that's coming with the pill, with that tough pill. I'm a John the Baptist. Okay, that was a word the Lord is bringing it back to me. That was a word that the Lord had given to me when, at my calling, when I was called, but at my not ordination, before you do ordination, my father in the faith spoke over me. He said, you're a John the Baptist. You have to bring the hard word. You have to preach the hard word. And so I tell you guys, my channel is, if if you are emotional, you can't be on my channel because I'm going to tell you the hard truth. I am not the one that's going to tell you, oh girl, no, no, no. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. And you know that one word, especially a lot of us in the church don't want to learn accountability. Okay, because for years you've been blaming everybody else. It's them, it's the man, and this whole time it's you who has not sit your hips down to learn. So I really appreciate Sister Cousin Leah saying that there were a lot of tough pills I had to swallow, right? And I have with your help. I am also a church girl. Hey, church girl, we love church girls over here. Matter of fact, I gotta see if my church girl T-shirt is up there. And my parents have been married for over 35 years. But growing up, I wasn't taught about dating at all. So I've made mistakes along the way. Right. A lot of us, especially in the Black community, were not taught about dating. Black girls were told by our angry mamas and aunties. I am 45 years old, okay? So my mother's generation is known as the baby mama generation. They revolted against the norm and standards and marriage and everything. And it's the baby mama, baby daddy generation, my mother's generation, right? So my mother's generation told us, not my mother, because I'm from the islands, so we didn't have that mentality. Though I came here as a kid, so girl, go to college, get your degree. You don't need a man, right? White girls were told, go to college and get a ring by spring. So the white girls, they were encouraged to get married, find you a suitable mate, as the Bible teaches. And the black girls, we were told, go to college, get a degree because you don't need a man. The problem is we have these, I don't need a man, marriage ain't for everybody, everybody ain't trying to get married woman, Stacia, 37, in their 40s. Remember Ida from Love is Ready to Love, forgot what season. At 40, she admitted. She said, you know what? My mama told me, girl, you don't need no man, go to college. And then she got forced. She said, but you know what? That was wrong information. I do need a man, aka husband. I do need somebody to love me and provide, because I don't care how the angry, bitter, resentful, angry woman in my comments cutting it. Marriage is innate. Do you understand? It is innate. It's just like atheists, no God. It's a lie. Though I want people to believe what they want to do, believe. And the reason it's a lie is because the book of Romans tells us that God's word is written on our hearts. In other words, his word is stamped in our hearts. So believing there is no God is impossible because God is written on our heart. Come on, somebody, and shout, okay? Marriage is innate. And it's crazy to me that there is such venom and hate for women like myself who teach and encourage women to get married. I also encourage women to go to college. I think everybody should go to college. It's an experience like no other experience. I encourage you, women, you young girls, do not have boyfriends. Do not have babies out of wedlock. Go to college. Get your degree. Okay, get to know yourself. Travel the world. See the world. Date, but don't become a girlfriend. Do not settle and do not compromise your standard. If you want to get married, you should be growing in dating and marriage mentality. The problem with the Black community is Black women, we can go to college, we can get our degree, we can go buy a house, we could go buy a truck, we could travel the world, we could start businesses. Yes, girl, you need to, I want to get married. What's wrong with you, girl? Marriage ain't for everybody. Ain't everybody trying to get married? Why not? 2 generations ago, everybody was trying to get married. So the hate and the venom for marriage is a tool of the enemy that the enemy is using because marriage are pictures of Christ. Every time one man, one woman go on down to the church or the courthouse or wherever and stand in holy matrimony and take God's holy matrimony vows, we are creating another pictures of Christ and the church. Marriage was God's idea. Marriage is innate for both men and women. And I do believe there's a very, very small percentage of people who don't want to get married. But all these people talking about marriage ain't for everybody. I ain't trying to get married. You got 56 kids. You got 12 boyfriends. You've shacked up. You're doing married things without signing the paper and want to try to convince those of us who believe the God of the Bible that living in sin is better than obeying God and getting married. And all these 10 and 20 years girlfriends, it's a counterfeit marriage. And you're going to bust hell wide open because God is clear about his word. I don't understand how marriage ain't for everybody, but everybody's doing married people stuff. Marriage is innate for us, but especially in the Black community, we've put our foot on our young women and young girls who want to get married. We can do everything else except, no, girl, you will go to college, but you can't get a man. Why can't girls go to college, get a degree, get your master's, get your doctorate, travel the world, buy a house, buy a car, save some money, get out of debt, and get married? Because that's what the Bible called a balanced life. But in the Black community, it's like we can't accomplish our dreams and get married. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Sister Leah. Because you know what? Even men, do you know marriage is innate for men? Do you know why? Their seed is screaming inside of them. Don't forget me. I want to live on. I want to live on. Don't forget me. We need to carry on this generation because men understand that their seed is their ability to live on in the earth. Remember, well, I wrote it in my new book coming, The Husband List. I wrote about the daughters of forgot his name. And they when Moses was giving out the portion of land, they didn't give their father none because they had no male family and the daddy died. And the daughters said, uh-uh, why should our father's name not live on because he didn't have no daughters, no sons? And the girl said, give us our daddy's birthright. Give it to us. So, ladies, the same way our eggs inside of us is screaming is the same way the man's sperm is screaming inside of him for him not to forget. Let me live on. I feel a preach coming on. The anointing just hit me this morning because there is this hate and venom from marriage and for people who teach on marriage. You would prefer people to shack up, have all these babies out of wedlock, live in sin and risk their soul of going to hell that encourage people to get married. That is demonic. That is the work of the devil. It is demonic and it's deception. I felt that in my spirit. That was bubbling up. Okay, it was bubbling up inside of me. And the church needs to do better because the church is not teaching about marriage, right? The church teach marriage like it's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. Pray, fast, and seek God. Do you know how much time we spend being spiritual, being married? Thanksgiving is coming. I'm rearranging the house for the Christmas tree. We got the spot. Michael got to go tutoring basketball. We don't spend our lives on marriage being spiritual. So the church, where divorce is worse in the church, has not done any teaching on marriage. And see, another thing, she said, I've made some mistakes along the way. That's why I'm here, ladies. I am here to help the young ladies not make these mistakes. It's crazy to me that so many women have made these mistakes, but the young girls are still making this mistake. Why? Because we are not teaching. And the older woman, 40-year-old woman, myself, are not. You're trying to be 20 instead of you teaching the younger woman. You're trying to live like you're 20, and the Bible wants you to teach the younger woman. That's why, especially, I have to continue to say this in the Black community. We're in a cycle. It is a curse. It is a curse in the Black community with all this cycle that we can't get off. It's because we're not teaching. Those of us who are older should be pulling the younger girls aside and say, baby, let me teach you something. Baby, don't be no girlfriend. Don't pop babies out for every man you lay down with. Don't do that. Don't be shacking up. Don't waste. This girl in my comments yesterday, 30 years old, was a 10 years of girlfriend. I'm going to try to tell me everybody ain't trying to get married. No, ma'am. You wasted 6 years of your life with a boyfriend, and now you're mad and bitter about it. 6 years being a girlfriend. Then she says, Leah says, but I say all of that to say or ask this. How should you date if you are not conventionally attractive? I'm just going to say it. If you are ugly, in bold letters, so to speak. What to do if you attract little or no man at all? How do you date with no options at all? Should you settle with someone you don't find attractive because you also aren't considered attractive? What if you constantly find yourself physically attracted to men that just don't find you attractive? Is it possible to still get married to a good husband, a man worth his salt that you also attracted to, and vice versa? And that's the part I'm going to come back and talk about, okay? She goes on to say, I know that men are big on physical appearance and I am no longer delusional. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There are some things, ladies, we need to get in our minds and make peace with. Men are physical. They have to find you attractive. They might bam, 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 but they're not trying to spend the rest of their lives with you. They're trying to hide you. So I'm going to come back and talk about that, okay? So she says, I know men are big on physical appearance and I am no longer delusional. I've come to terms that I'm attractive. I believe men and women also feel this way. And this is why I want to do this video, ladies, this morning. She said, I believe men and women also feel this way, but are too ashamed or embarrassed to speak on it. It's not necessarily a confidence thing. I can have all the confidence in the world and be hyped up by my girls, but that doesn't change how men view me. I am aware how I am seen in this world, especially as a black woman, even to black men. I know what God says about me. I have your book, In Christ I Am, along with all of your other books. So, Leah, I'll be sending you my new book for free, okay? Email me. Okay. I love what she says. And she touched on a couple of points here about being delusional, as in not accepting that a man has to find you physically attractive. Those of you, lady, who are delusional, who think a man finding you physically attractive is not nothing, is not important, as long as he think you're spiritual, you can sing, dance, fall out in the spirit. That's being delusional. Another thing she touched on is being hyped up by the girls. It's called deception. It is deception. And we have a lot of deception going on in this world. And the Bible is being fulfilled when he said, in the last days, you will be deceived. You know, it's like you got 55 kids by 67 men, but you still out, girl, I'm going to get me a high value man. For lack of a better term, I don't really like that term, but to help you understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, girl, you're delusional. Michael and his frat brother's not trying to marry you. He almost didn't marry me. Right, Mike? Huh? He said refrigerator. I already told them you cleaned the refrigerator, Mike. You did an excellent job, and it was so nice and clean. That's what you're talking about? Oh, the other refrigerator story. Okay. Okay. Because he said, you know what? She's a good woman. She's beautiful. She's a great mom. She had a child when she was 16, but she hasn't had any other children. She's been on the straight and the narrow. So that tells, and I asked my husband in the kitchen, I said, Mike, if I had another child, would you have married me? He said, nope. So my point is, there's a lot of delusion and deception going on because we don't want to face those factors, those real truths. Remember back in the day, we used to say, you need to know who's in the room with you. Well, you need to know who you are, and you need to know what your weaknesses are. Because everybody got a limp. Every one of us have a limp, and that's why I wrote the book, The Leah in Me. The Leah in Me. Okay, it's free. Go over to Janice Hylton Mentor and pick it up. It is free. Go over there and pick it up. The Leah in Me. Okay. Then she says, I don't think you've ever covered this specific topic on the channel before, but I'd love to hear your perspective on this or any tips you might have. You could help so many women like myself who have also been suffering in silence. If you do decide to make a video on this, I generously ask if I could remain anonymous. So we calling her Leah. No, the reason why I apologize is, ladies, I never thought about how Leah felt. It is one of my favorite stories in the Bible, but I am 45 years old. I have been a partial Bible scholar, okay? And I said partial because I'm not really good with the Greek and the Hebrew. But if I really sit and apply myself, I can get it. I've been studying the Bible since I was 17 years old. I mean, seriously studying the scriptures. I never, not one time, ever thought about how did Leah feel? How did Leah feel knowing that everybody that came to the house to ask Laban for his daughter, they all wanted Rachel. Not one person asked to marry Leah. I never thought about that. I never thought about how Rachel was getting marriage proposal, but no marriage proposal for Leah. I never thought about how Leah felt knowing that because nobody wanted to marry her, she was preventing Rachel from getting married. How do I know that? Because when Laban told Jacob the story, he said, it is not lawful in our country for the younger sister to get married before the older sister. So Rachel had lots of marriage proposals, but Leah had none. And so when Jacob came, Laban thought, I'm going to marry this girl off to him. And that's my problem with Laban. I have a love-hate relationship with Laban. I hate what he did to the girls. I hate what he did to Leah, because what he should have done was dressed her up really nice and tried and bring her around and try to get her husband. He never did that. My issue with Leah, I got two issues with Leah. And that's why I'll be rolling my eyes. But now I have to stop rolling my eyes because I never thought, well, how did Leah feel? Not one time. Issue number one with Leah is delusional. Because you're going to read, and maybe I found this in studying, that Leah and Rachel had an altercation with the handmaids and her and them. And Leah is going to say to Rachel, you stole my husband. And I'm like, Leah, whose husband is it? Huh? Jacob didn't want to marry you. Your daddy had to scam and scheme and bamboozle Jacob into marrying you. But you going to say to Rachel, who he loved and wanted to marry, that she stole your husband? Girl, okay, that's issue number one with Leah. I actually have three issues with Leah, but the third one is understandable. My issue number two with Leah, that's issue number one. Issue number two. My issue number two with Leah is that the Messiah came through her. And for years, that thing bugged me, okay? It bugged me. And I really had to pray and seek God about God. Jacob never loved Leah. So why did you let the Messiah, Jesus, come through her son, Judah? She had Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah. I think I might have them mixed up, but I know Judah is the fourth son. And Jesus came through Judah's line. And for years it bugged me. And I prayed about it, and the Lord explained or showed it to me why the Messiah came through Leah's son and not Rachel's son, which was Joseph or Benjamin. And I've made peace with it, even though I still partially rolled my eyes. Okay. Issue number two. Issue number three is she was always spreading her legs for Jacob, but I understand that. That's understandable. because in those days, those women, they were like, listen, I need this baby. I need this baby. I need this son. Because every Jewish woman was looking for the Messiah. Okay. Jewish women, when they had a baby, they knew the Messiah was coming and they were looking for the Messiah. Not only that, but in the Bible days, the woman knew if they didn't have a son, they would not be taken care of. They would be poor and basically be living off the field, aka Ruth and Naomi, my favorite love story in the Bible. Okay. So, sister cousin Leah, thank you for sending me this email. And again, I am so sorry because I never thought, even though I wrote the book, The Leah in Me, I never thought, how did Leah feel? I never thought, how do other women who are Leahs feel? Because everybody's not a Rachel, right? There are Leahs out here. I've always been a Rachel. I've always been favored. I've always been beautiful. I've always had men coming up to me. I always had a nice body. I was, the men were coming a dime a dozen. They just wasn't the man I want, aka Big Michael. So I never thought, the Leah in me, that there were actually other, because my thing is, we all have Leah in us, right? Because for some of us it's skin deep, but then you have beautiful women like Stacia, who she's angry, she's aggressive, she's masculine, she's controlling. And so for that, I really do apologize. And I want to know, you can email me if you don't want to put it in the comments. Are there Leahs out there? Do you think you're a Leah? Okay. I have to run, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you some pointers on that second paragraph that she wrote. Okay. I love you. I adore you. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for those of you who've shown Alexi love and support. I absolutely adore you. She is so happy. Thank you so much for helping my baby to live her dream. And anybody, if you have any kind of business out there, you selling anything, email me. I'll talk about it on my channel. I share, oh, go check this person out. She's selling this, she's selling that, and your kids is selling candy, whatever. Because we have to help each other out. And I'm, you know me. If you anybody know me, I am very open to helping people. All right, I love you. Remember, the Leah in Me is on Janice Hylton Mentoring. Go over there and pick it up. You must register, but it's free and it's available. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.